documentary on Netflix is wild. It's about a cult that sucked in a bunch of TikTok dancers, and you've probably seen this couple on your page a few times. Their name is Miranda and James Derrick, and Miranda's sister Melanie and her parents are still trying to pull her out of this. Thankfully, many of the young adult dancers found their way out of the cult, but the stuff that they described that goes on in there is scary. The head of this cult is Robert Shin. He would go by the name Man of God. He ran the Shekinah Church and a talent management group called 7M, and that's what really sucked in all of these young dancers. Basically told them that he is the pathway to heaven and he would give them fame and fortune, and they went through extreme brainwashing. They had to cut out every single person in their life. Miranda's sister Melanie says that when her grandfather died, Miranda had to ask Man of God for permission to go to the funeral, and she didn't even show up. They also found out that she got married through TikTok. All of their finances were going to this man Robert Shin, and they were literally signing NDAs in church. Some of the others said that they would wake up, work from morning till night for his $1 million businesses and make $100 a week. And listen to how sick this is. He said that he would tell them to come massage him and do him favors so that one day they can earn the title of Woman of God. This documentary on Netflix is wild.
You ever seen tears under a microscope? It looked just like crystals. When you put tears under a microscope, this is what tears and grief look like. Tears of timeless reunions. Tears of laughing and crying. Tears of release. This is more images of what tears look like under a microscope. Remember, water have memory, so every time you release some of your tears, you're releasing some of your memories. If you ever start crying and tears fall from your right eye first, that means happiness. If tears fall from your left eye first, that means tears of sadness. But if tears fall from your eye at the same exact time, that means your body is doing a natural detox. Every time someone speaks about a detox, they speak about herbs, plants, and fasting. Did you know that crying is the greatest detox you can do? The image you are looking at right now in the background is tears when you cry at the same exact time. You ever ask yourself why they always say men shouldn't cry? They said if a man cries, it makes him weak, but it's really the opposite. When a man cries, it recharges his whole physical body to get more strength. So next time you want to do a natural detox, go outside while it's raining and start crying and watch how your body recharge. You ever seen tears under a...
Right. There's nothing wrong with crying. For either woman or man, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's crazy how they even make it seem like it's weak to cry. If anything, that make you stronger. For real.
White granules are even more expensive than caviar and are a favorite delicacy of the wealthy. Each box costs as much as 3 months' salary for an average person. They are known as snail caviar. At this large snail farming facility, workers place the snail eggs into disposable containers for hatching. After about 2 weeks, the tiny snail larvae hatch from the eggs and are then transferred to a specialized breeding area. There, they continuously feed on vegetable leaves, and in just 2 months, the snails can grow to about 5 centimeters. Next, workers select the lower quality snails and send them to the processing workshop. The snails are washed with clean water to remove surface dirt, then placed into a steamer. At a high temperature of 60 degrees Celsius, the snails release mucus from their bodies, which is collected to be used as an ingredient in some cosmetics. The remaining snails continue to feed and develop in the breeding area. By the following February, the factory places them in a large room for pairing. After the eggs are laid, workers immediately remove and clean the snail eggs. Some of the snail eggs are sent to the hatching workshop for the next cycle, while others are packed into boxes, becoming high-end snail caviar. Would you like to try this luxurious delicacy? These white granules...
I don't know.
Has anybody else experienced their flowers just wilting and die off with this new sun, y'all? I mean, look at this. Bro, I was just looking at my flowers last week. Bro, these are gardenias. You can't even tell what they are anymore. Bro, are you kidding me? This is insane. Last year, we didn't even have flowers, but this year we got flowers, and this is what happens to them? Even on our gate, we had these vines going all up in this gate. You can clearly see that. but they're not even here this year. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. You can't even tell what these flowers are anymore. They literally are cooked. They're literally cooked. Do y'all see this? Do you guys see this? And they barely get into that sun. They barely are in that sun. Wow, that is crazy. That's intense. Has anybody else experienced?
Spirituality isn't for the weak. Once you wake up spiritually, you have to cut so many people off. Toxic family, toxic friends, people that don't want to see you grow, you got to get rid of everyone. There is a dark side about spirituality they don't want to tell you, but that dark side will lead to a brighter light for you. I hear so many people say, I want to wake up, I want to be spiritual. I think they think that spirituality is a fun game. It's not really fun when you wake up spiritually and you realize 95% of the world is still asleep and only 5% is still woke. That is a dark journey. You ever notice when you wake up spiritually, so many people label you crazy, insane, lock them up? Speaking about conspiracy theories, aliens, maybe that person should have a tin hat on. Spirituality is a great thing, but you have to train your mind to be ready for it because you might start seeing some things your mind cannot handle. Sad thing about waking up spiritually inside of the matrix, your own family members and your own friends will be the first ones to try to attack you. You will have strangers across the world you never met before. They will be the ones that support you. Why is it like this? It's because everything is off balance in this world. So when you wake up inside of the matrix and realize that this world is like hell, don't listen to everyone that say you crazy, lock them up, because those are the words that's coming from the people that still sleep. Spirituality is a hell of a job, especially when the whole population is against you. Spirituality is
That is crazy how your own family members cannot even be woke, you know? But that's just how it is, you know? Maybe you just came in that family world to like give them awareness or something, right? Or if they get it, they get it. If they don't, there's nothing you can do. All you can do is just keep moving forward. That's really good. But that is crazy how like you would meet someone else that's on the same frequency as you. That's dope.
when your mother first gave birth to you and the doctor picked you up and slapped you on your ass and you started crying, that's the day we was trapped in the matrix. The first emotion we knew was fear. The first person we seen when we came out of our mother's womb was a doctor. This is the reason why fear actually controls everything in the system. It all started with the first day we was born. Everything in this universe is a mental program. What the doctor did was give us fear and love at the same time. It gave us fear when he slapped us on our ass. It gave us love because he pulled us out of our mother womb. This is why all these doctors had this God complex. This is why every time we get sick and we get hurt, we run right to the doctor. Everything in this universe is dealing with connections and energy. When a baby is first born, the first person it should see is his father. The first person the baby should touch is his mother. But of course, it's the opposite in this matrix. They take the baby, take the placenta, put all kind of shots in the baby. So once the baby come back to you, it's already mentally programmed with needles, blood tests, fingerprints, all this other BS. This is what put fear in us. That's why fear controls everything in the matrix. That's why we are afraid of everything. It started when we was a baby. So when people ask, when did the matrix first started? It first started when a doctor slapped us on our ass. A lot of people might overlook this story like, hey, it's normal. It's what they all do. But this is the reason why we don't have no real strong connection with our higher self or our parents. This story is also connected with the lollipop. When you go take your child to go get his needles, the child don't want to get the needles. But the doctor pull out a lollipop and say, if you let me give you this shot, I will give you this piece of candy. And what do the child do? The child takes the candy and takes the needle at the same time. This is another mental program telling you if you want any kind of reward in life, you must go through the pain first. Once we realize the universe is within all of us, we will stop looking for outside sources to always try to save us. No one is going to save you from this mental program. You got to go back within. And once you go back within, you will talk to your higher self. When your mother...
Do you guys know that the Earth is drifting away from the sun? Yeah, slightly.
This is the mistake I made at the Oxford because they wouldn't allow me to bring my notes or anything. So I said the drift was 6 inches a year. It's 0.6 inches a year. So if you add up how long it would take the Earth to move, because in all of the planets in every solar system is drifting away from their primary at this same exact rate, like 1.5 centimeters. So this is a universal expansion that's happening with everything moving away. So them saying and the Webb telescope have proven that those galaxies couldn't have formed 13, 14 billion years ago. But if you would just add up linearly how long it would take the Earth to go from the sun to 93 million miles away, it would take 9,820,800,000,000 years for the Earth to get here. Likewise, Mars, at 147 million miles away from the sun, it would take 15,780,480,000,000 years for Mars to get where it was. So at a given point, Mars was here in the Goldilocks zone. And now Venus is going to inherit the Goldilocks zone next. The sun will get, Mercury is under a higher pressure because they're still under the mistake thinking that there's a void in space. So they forget that Mercury is under the highest pressure possible. So it can't expand. It's like hydrogen. It's like those octaves before hydrogen. So the atmosphere, the iron isn't able to release any oxygen and the oxides. But when you get to 67 million miles away from the sun, the pressure is a little less, but it's still so much higher than the pressure on Earth. It's like going deep into the very belly of the Earth. That pressure is so very high. And so now the clouds, there's a great deal of sulfur, there's a great deal of ammonia and all of those things in it. But once Earth moves to where Mars is, Venus is going to slowly move and will be right here. You know, in maybe 5 or 6 trillion years, Venus will be right here. Then humanoids will appear again and unwind the same way. And that asteroid belt that we have right now between Mars and Jupiter, that used to be a planet. And I believe that they had humanoids that developed on there, the same way that everything, that's the periodic table. They call it the periodic table because these things happen according to periodicity. They happen under regular events. You change the motion and pressure conditions, the crystallization changes. Do you guys know that the Earth is drifting away from the sun?
Yeah, slightly.
I just don't understand like how people get this like information, you know? Like y'all haven't been up there. How would you know? That's just how I think of it. But who knows? He might be onto something. He might just be speaking facts right now. Who knows? But hey, he's speaking from what he thinks, so I mean his own opinion, so
Adding more salt to your food could increase your risk of stomach cancer by up to 40%. Scientists analyzed data from over 470,000 adults over a period of 11 years and found that people who always or frequently added salt to their food were 40% more likely to develop stomach cancer than those who never or rarely added an extra pinch of salt to their food. This was noticeable even in Western countries where high salt diets are not as common as in Asia. This correlation remained consistent even after considering other factors like demographics, lifestyle, and existing health conditions. Stomach cancer, a growing concern among younger adults, has various risk factors including smoking, alcohol consumption, Helicobacter pylori infection, and obesity. This study adds high salt intake to that list, highlighting the importance of reducing salt consumption as a preventive measure against stomach cancer. Per day for adults. Individuals can reduce salt intake by choosing fresh, minimally processed foods, cooking with less salt, and using herbs and spices.
What in Dallas? Damn.
This young man right here just took Chinese fighting to a whole nother level. He kicked this man 3 times in a row. Same foot, same motion. Like it was not, bow.
Wow.
Bow.
Wow.
Bow. pow. Oh with. Oh with. You know what I'm saying? The way he did it, it was so effortless too. Like he really didn't have to think about it much. You see what I'm saying? He think about what's for lunch. He think about what's for dinner. It's over with. This young man right here just took Chinese fighting to a whole nother level. He kicked this man 3 times in a row.
Check this out, you guys. Look what's happening in Tyler, Texas right now, y'all. Look at this. He says he's experiencing a whole bunch of lightning right now, but with no sound, right? But it's weird because the lightning's coming from the sky, right? Which is, lightning comes from the ground.
Let me say this. The weather in Texas right now is getting, I don't know what's going on. It's strange. It was not like this last year, I'll tell you that. But I guess that's why we getting like this crazy weather. I don't know what's going on, but it's some weird, strange, like 1 second it's thunderstorming, next second it's sunny. Like it's almost like we're in a simulation right now over here. It's crazy.
We all know lightning comes from the ground, but this is literally coming from this sphere. And you can clearly see it's that rainbow sphere that people have been seeing all over the world. Why does this look like a solid object right here, y'all? Look at it. It looks like a square solid object. But do you guys see this lightning? This is crazy. I mean, this is not lightning. This is plasma. Check this video out. Look at this. Look. Plasma going on. No sound whatsoever. But you hear the rain. Y'all see that? And y'all see how orange, how fiery it is over there? Look, and the whole sky is covered. The whole sky is covered in white clouds, or whatever clouds there is, and then this fiery orange sunset, and this plasma just going off. Look. Wow, look at this. Look how dark it is over there. Dang, it's crazy. Everything that's happening in our life right now has literally been in front of us this whole time, because what does this remind you of, bro? Now tell me that this doesn't remind you of this, right? Especially when we were kids, we used to play with this, right? And something must be charging the atmosphere right now, supercharging the atmosphere, because look at that. That's all plasma. Plasma ball. And here we go over here. Silent lightning. No thunder. This is literally plasma. Something supercharging the atmosphere. And then the weather's happening in Texas right now. No coincidence, bro. And since tornado season is basically over, Texas is still getting rain out there. And apparently a whole bunch of plasma too. So y'all be careful out there. Let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I'm only...
So since 2009, thousands of people began noticing that they remember the world.
Don't y'all find it so crazy how people just catch this stuff on camera though, like right at the right time, Like if we didn't go outside, we probably would not be seeing this video right now. That's crazy, but do y'all see that? What's going on right there? Like, did y'all see the lighting on the bird? Let's rewind that.
So since 2009, thousands of people began noticing that they remember the world differently from what it really is. This is nowadays coined as the Mandela effect, and thousands of people have been noticing strange things, such as this particular scene in the movie Dazed and Confused from 1993, where there is an extra continent next to Australia. I don't remember this extra continent. Could this actually be part of the Mandela effect, and are we possibly living in a parallel universe? In this next video posted by Evolving with Steph, she had a very interesting experience with video evidence. Check this out.
The craziest thing happened to me yesterday. So I woke up in the morning feeling different, but I couldn't really pinpoint why, right? And then I went to the supermarket to go get some eggs. And when I went to go get the egg in the spot where they normally have been this whole time that I've been living in this area for the last couple of years, they weren't there.
She begins by explaining how she woke up one certain day, went to the supermarket, and everything was in a different place. And at first, I thought that maybe the supermarket just changed the layout, which is possible. But then this happens. Check this out.
Whoa, did I just happen to shift into another parallel version of my reality, and this one just has a slightly different layout than the supermarket that I'm used to? Like, that's crazy. Anyway, that was just a thought, right? So I keep going about my day, and then I go to the park, and as I'm walking back home from the park, right, I get to this corner where there's usually this little like corner store, convenience store, and when I get there, guess what I see? The store was closed. It looked abandoned because I didn't see a store sign and apparently had been broken into or something. So then I took that as my sign that, like, no, I have clearly shifted into another parallel reality and I need to talk about it.
So this is where things get really strange. The convenience store next to her house was closed, abandoned, and broken into. But the previous day, it was open and functioning. So what is going on here. But then she explains this. Check this out.
Get home and I start getting ready for bed, right? And then I do what I normally do when I go to bed, which is listen to a subliminal or some kind of like healing frequency or hypnosis track or something like that. So I go through my history to see the previous videos I had listened to from the night before. I forgot I had listened to this the night before, and I actually had woken up in the middle of the night and I put it back on and I listened to it. And then in the morning when I woke up, I listened to it again. So could this be the reason why I felt different in the morning when I woke up and why my reality was just like noticeably different to me?
Steph explains that these strange events began happening after she started listening to meditation songs before going to sleep. More precisely, reality shifting sleep meditation. She is now confused and doesn't know if this has anything to do with these reality shifts that she noticed.
I think that hypnosis audio track or whatever it is helped me to shift into a parallel reality. And I know that there are going to be naysayers and they're just going to be like, oh, you know, you're just reading too much into this or whatever. I don't care. Think what you want, believe what you want, you're entitled.
And what about yourself? Have you noticed any reality shift lately? And why are so many people noticing these bizarre changes as if we're living in a parallel universe? Is it the real deal or is there something else going on?
It's
so
crazy,
since 2009, thousands of...
Like I said, I don't know how they be catching this stuff on camera, but they be catching it at the right time. Like, that's crazy. But this could be the real deal. It might not be. It just might be. For real.
What in Mother Nature is going on?
What is that?
Bro, I swear to God, this turkey has been like attached to this grave, circling it for like, bro, for so long now. Like,
I think my seagull barks. Watch this.
Is he barking?
She's dancing like a stripper. Somebody come get screwed up.
Copyright.
Oh, I almost put my son's floaties on, and that spider was inside of it. Ooh, it's a giant huntsman.
Follow for more.
Let's start here because it's my understanding that your team.
Am I the only one? But like, do y'all be feeling bad when y'all kill like insects and stuff like that? I be feeling bad. I ain't gonna lie.
Did this for you, and you didn't really know what they were doing. What did you think was happening?
I didn't know anything about it, but when they asked me to do an impression for the hands, I did the impression. And I didn't even question. I just left it alone.
What does this mean? I know it means Rockefeller and diamonds. Where did you get that idea from to do that?
When we first started, we had a group called Christian. When you sell 10 million, you go diamond.
Okay.
Right? We believed in them so heavy. It was like, this group is going to sell 10 million records. So we started putting the diamond up for Christian. That's how it all came about. And then we started playing with it. And then you start doing it at shows. And the whole crowd started doing it.
Let's start here because it's my understanding that your team did this for you.
Get out of here. Come on. Yeah, we know what it really is. Come on.
90% of people fail this test. Count how many passes the team in white makes. Only focus on the people wearing white.
How many passes does the team in white make?
I lost count. I don't remember. I lost count.
Comment right now how many passes they made. But that's not the point of this video. 90% of people didn't even notice the bear in the video. He moonwalked right in front of your face. Go back and watch it. This is called selective attention. And major media outlets use this technique to hide the truth in the plain sight. They distract you with a bunch of quick minor stories.
That's true.
To hide the one big major story.
Yep.
For instance, they distract you with celebrity news just so you don't see what's really going on, and they still put it in your face. This is also known as situational awareness. A lot of people don't have situational awareness, which is why a lot of shit always going wrong for these people. This was just a test. Imagine this shit in real life. If you want some teas that's gonna make your skin glow like mine.
What they call it? Entertainment. Enter me. That's what all that means. Enter me. It's crazy. I didn't even see the bear. I was so caught up in that. Let me rewind it. Let's see if we see the bear. Look for the bear. Oh yeah, I see it. Right there. I didn't even notice that. That's crazy. The whole time I was just looking at like them trying to count how many times done I lost count. And then I didn't even realize this person was even walking through there. Did y'all see that on the first try? Because I sure didn't. I did not notice that. People in the comments, they said, dang, I didn't even notice that. No way, I didn't even notice that. That was too obvious. It was. It was definitely way too obvious not to see that. You said focus on the white team, not the bear. See? Dang, but that's how they get us, though. That's crazy.
Well, this is a clone lab. Hi, I'm Kate. Just a little clone humor. And here's my little clone tumor. Kill me.
Christ, wow. What does this department do again, exactly?
Besides the fight God.
We keep famous DNA on file for history-related conspiracies.
Cool. Do you have Tupac?
Yep, and 3-Pac, and...
Looking out. Oof, it's cold in here.
Exposure to heat makes these things unstable. Ah! Well, looks like we have your DNA now, too. Guess I could replace you with a clone in your sleep and no one would ever know. Oh, kidding! Or am I? She isn't.
Okay, last interview for the day.
Good looking out. Oof, it's cold in here. Cool. Do you have Tupac?
Yep, and 3-Pac, and 4-Pac.
Doug, life. What side? Good looking out. Oof, it's cold in here.
Exposure to...
Hello. My bad. I had my mic muted, but why do y'all think they have this Tupac scene in here? Like, what was the point? Well, because people always saying like he's still alive, or maybe he is still alive. Who knows though? Because he died like in a mysterious way. I don't know, but this is interesting how they did put this in there. If you haven't seen this show, it's called Inside Job. Good show. I do recommend watching the show. If you are into conspiracy theory videos and stuff like that, check this show out if you haven't.
Are Michael Jackson and Tupac still alive thanks to the Ghost Protocol? To understand this, I first want to show you a scene from the 7th episode of the Inside Job series.
Ghost Protocol. Ghost Protocol? You use Cognito's resources to fake your own death, then go off the grid until he moves on. Trust me, this is how I've helped all the biggest dead celebrities escape the spotlight. The world thinks Tupac and Biggie are gone, but they're living their best lives in upstate New York with 3 Pomeranians.
In essence, by making an agreement with the government or a private organization and paying certain amount of money after staging a fake death, you can start a new life. This agreement is called the Ghost Protocol. According to the claims, celebrities overwhelmed by fame and excessive attention resort to this method after reaching a certain age. This becomes a sort of escape for them. This way, celebrities who have sat on the pinnacle of fame for years and have tasted the celebrity life can spend the rest of their lives in a quieter area with different names and personas. In short, celebrities fake their death and live their next lives away from attention and more peacefully. And this agreement is named the Ghost Protocol.
Paul Walker? Not Paul Walker. I don't know about Paul. Dang. Paul, when he died in 2016. That was sad. I ain't gonna lie. If he actually really died, that's sad. But who knows if these people are really faking their deaths, though? I don't know. Y'all be crazy, though. That's crazy. We wouldn't even know, for real. Excuse me?
We have people licking walls of chewed gum and then chewing already chewed gum off of that same exact wall.
Yeah, that's nasty.
But you don't want to post content.
Beyond nasty.
We have people licking walls of chewed Bubblicious and posting it on the internet. Everyone can see that. Everyone can watch that. Her friends and her family will see that. But you're afraid of what people are going to think if you post a video. She's licking walls of Big League Chew.
That is disgusting. No way. This is real. Yeah, I can't.
I mean, think about it. Look at the history. Look at the beginning. Let's go to the beginning of the United States. Before it was called the United States, it was the 13 colonies. These 13 colonies were corporations. They're telling you right then in the history that Virginia Company, the Virginia Company of London, which became just Virginia. So they're telling you these so-called states are actually what? Corporations. Think about it. How did it start? It was the Virginia Company of London. Then you go to the last corporation that was brought into the 13 colonies, which was Georgia. What was Georgia known as? It was known as the Georgia Board of Trustees. This means that it was a trust, i.e. a business or corporation. Okay? I mean, think about it. Look at the history. Look at the beginning. Let's go to the beginning.
They've, like anything else, they've changed it. They've turned everything around. What's old is now new. What's wrong is now right. So this is the same thing. So it's a goat, which is transitioned to be both a male and a female, which has a phallus, quote unquote, and breast. One hand goes up to God, one hand goes down to Satan. And this is who they all worship. Every last one of them. It's scary, and it's allegiance. When you show allegiance to any god, and a person can be a god. You can be a god, mommy, if enough people. Beyonce's a god of this earth, okay? When you put your allegiance and all of that into that, and you stamp it on your, that's it. They like anything.
In my last few videos, I talked about how strange marine life in our oceans have been acting recently. If you didn't watch them, whales and dolphins have been huddling up in mass before beaching and unaliving themselves, spawning a few theories as to why this is happening in the first place. I already talked about the first theory pertaining to Leviathan, which suggests that this creature entered our ocean's ecosystems through Antarctica, ultimately scaring the wildlife and causing them to beach themselves. But there's another theory blowing up which suggests that a frequency device is being used and tested in Antarctica or in the waters, which is heating up the ocean and damaging the wildlife. What's interesting about this theory is that there's actually a whistleblower who claimed to have worked directly with some of this frequency technology. Listen to what he had to say.
That there are technologies at the South Pole Station that people can't even consider that exist on this planet. Like what? Directed energy weapon systems is something that people need to get into their vocabulary fast. The ice cube neutrino detector is not simply a passive listening device as presented for the science that they're claiming it to do. It also has the capacity to transmit.
There are also groups of people who believe that a technique called seismic blasting has something to do with the strange activity. Basically, this is when fossil fuel companies release a low frequency throughout the ocean in search for oil. Sometimes they can release a frequency every 10 seconds for an entire day, and in the process, marine life, especially whales and dolphins who use sound to communicate, can be greatly disturbed by it. Believe it, like it, let me know what you think about all this. In my last few videos, I talked about how strange.
When are you going to wake up and see that we are in a matrix slave-beast system?
In ancient times, people used metal coins for money instead of paper, and coins made sense because a coin contained precious metal that people found valuable, like gold or silver. Think of it as $1 worth of gold being melted into a dollar coin.
Yeah, sounds good to me. What's the problem?
The problem is that the Roman government decided to make more coins without actually finding more gold. They were turning the same amount of gold into even more coins.
How do you make money out of money?
Exactly the right question.
We need more coins than we have gold for. Shave off pieces of these coins and melt them down with other metals.
But if there's less gold in the coins, won't that make them worth less?
We don't pay you to ask questions.
This seems like cheating.
That's because it is, and governments do it all the time.
I understand now. When you cheat to create new money, it makes everyone else's money worth less. Look how much lighter it is.
Exactly. When the money becomes worth less, you need to use more money to buy the same things. That's called inflation.
Y'all remember that plasma video I showed y'all happened in Texas yesterday? Look at this. This was just Texas yesterday. Check this out.
We just had a storm here in McKinney, Texas. And this is a literal first for us. I am 50 years old, and never in my life have I seen a sky like that. What the hell is going on?
Literally cloudy with a chance of meatball. And then this happened in Texas yesterday. You don't find that suspicious?
You don't find that suspicious?
You don't find that suspicious? This right here, right? And then that plasma storm. This plasma storm in Texas yesterday, right?
That's crazy.
And then those clouds appearing in Texas. I told y'all, when those clouds come, something bad happens.
Why does it look like a brain almost? Don't it kind of look like a brain almost? I don't know.
And it's usually something with the weather. And she just said they had horrible weather. They had horrible weather yesterday. Now look at this. All I know is things are speeding up at an exponential rate, y'all. Things are going on in the world that no one can explain or nobody wants to explain. Look at your media. They're not telling you nothing. Barely telling you when there's a storm coming. Barely telling you when a storm's coming. And these things are coming like a thief in the night. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only.
Like,
I'm only raising a...
It's like you don't even know what weather's about to happen nowadays. For real. Like, they had flood watch for a whole week almost, and then just been thunderstorming. Like, they're not even right no more with the weather. They don't know what's about to go on no more. At this point, the weather's just doing what it want to do. For real.
Look, a lot of people grew up playing the video game. If you can't play the video game no more, I'm gonna tell you why, bro. Because you are tired of vicariously living through a screen. If you don't understand this consciously, you subconsciously can't stand it. That's why after an hour, you're dull. You're dull. So anybody that's playing like Warzone, Call of Duty all day, they probably never grew up playing video games. But anybody who's been playing video games since a kid, you get to a certain point in your life where you're like, all right, bro, now it's time to make my life a video game. And with social media and the internet now, bro, you could really live a video game in real life. You don't even, listen, bro, virtual reality disconnects you from reality. This synthetic dopamine, it don't hit the same. That's another reason why you stop playing video games. Synthetic dopamine is nothing like real dopamine. Now, when you say, what do you mean by real dopamine? Shit like working out, getting love from your family, common courtesy with other humans, helping people out, eating healthy, stuff like that. Things out of life that give you accomplishing a goal, learning skills, that delayed gratification. Cool. What's synthetic dopamine? You know what I'm saying? Things that wouldn't naturally be there but are there artificially. Video games, 100 points, 100 likes, stuff like that, you know? But it's like, even when it gets to like getting likes and trying to get monetized on the internet, nowadays, bro, folks is really living GTA, really living video game life, flying to Thailand, flying to Barbados, flying to Mexico, London, going everywhere, bro, treating this world, glitching this shit. And it's like, bro, why would I spend all day on Grand Theft Auto trying to get $100,000 when I need to get $100,000 in real life, bro? We grew up playing video games. I used to play GTA RP on Grand Theft Auto 4, bro, in 2008-10. Y'all know about K-Son TV. Anybody did the Blood vs. Crip GTA thing? So even when GTA 5 came out, I was hip. Before that, we was doing the Mob Bosses. the crime families. So when you see them GTA RPing now, that's what Namir was talking about. This shit old, man. All this shit old. We been in the metaverse, bro, since we in 2010, 11, 12. So when I see everybody geeked off the Warzone and Fortnite shit, it's like, man, if you ain't making no cheese off that shit, I ain't gonna say it's a waste of time, but like I don't find no pleasure in video games no more. I got that out of my system. And it's like, it's not like I would never play games again, but it's like anytime I try to play the game, even single player games. I had a phase where I was playing single player games like years ago. But now it's just like, I'm creating, bro. I'm trying to create for my real life. I'm trying to add on aura points. I'm trying to build my strength for my character, get my driving skills to 100, get my physique to 100, get my financial stability to 100, get my stealth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you know how you upgrade your stats? Real life, you can upgrade your stats.
No, that's real though. You get to a point where it's just like, I can't keep playing this game, you know? So yeah, it's okay to play the game, but I feel like in this day and age, if you're not like trying to like stream playing the game or like try to make revenue off of it, what are you really doing on the game, you know? You should at least try to do something with it. Like do some cool edits, like learn a new skill with your laptop, PC, whatever you use, you know, and try to like monetize your gaming.
Did you know that we are all telepaths, but we forgot how to use our superpowers? I'm about to give it back to you. The reason why so many people are not telepaths no more, you can blame the cell phones, Wi-Fi, laptops, emails. All these devices took away our superpowers. If you want to be a telepath and get your superpowers back, you can start with this process right here. Get in contact with someone you know. Tell them to go outside and bury their feet in soil. Then you bury your feet in soil and tell them to quiet their mind. And I guarantee y'all will have a one-on-one conversation. But before you start this process, make sure you don't have no technology around you. This technique will work with anyone. I don't care if they in another city, another state, another country. All y'all have to do is bury your feet in the soil at the same time, quiet your mind, and you will hear each other's thoughts. This is the main reason why we are no longer connected with each other. We don't know how to ground no more. Grounding is one of the greatest forms of reconnecting with the source or the roots to everything. This process of you burying your feet, it actually comes from the trees. The reason why the trees live so long is because they are connected to the source. Their roots actually make them be in contact with every tree on this planet. So if one tree is sick,
trees be like years old. Years. That's crazy how a tree live longer than us. That's crazy. Y'all ever thought of it like that? Like, dang.
Another tree can send medicine through its roots to heal another tree. If anyone you know is sick, try this technique. Go and bury your feet in the soil and watch how the energy actually changes everything in your physical body. If you can go hug a tree and the tree can take all your negative energy away from you, just imagine what can happen if you put your feet in the soil. Let me show you this image. This is tree roots. This is our nervous system. Don't the tree roots and our nervous system look the same? Our spinal cord is the antenna in our physical body that connects us with the universe. Just think about this right here for a moment. Why do you think they put an epidural in a woman's back before she have a baby? It's because they know the epidural is going to break our antenna that connect us to our past lives.
I'm usually pretty curious. I've stopped being curious about this because I don't want.
You guys see what's going on in Texas? Have you guys ever seen this before? Have you guys ever seen this happen in Texas before? Look at this, y'all. What is this?
Just supposed to pretend that's natural.
This was brought to my attention yesterday, right? And I showed you what happened in Texas yesterday. Check this out. This came about in Texas yesterday. You guys can see this perfect sphere in the atmosphere, and there's something within it that's supercharged. Look, that's charging the atmosphere. You can see this solid object there because the light is like refracting off of it. You guys can see that. It's like a square. There's something there, right? In Texas. This is literally in Texas yesterday. So after this took place, Texas has now a heat wave coming towards it, y'all. Check this out. So there is currently a major heat wave, right, that's heading towards Mexico, coming from Texas, and is moving to Northern California and Arizona. Said by June 8th, y'all. See, I'm connecting the dots, y'all, because I told you after that weird anomaly with that in the sky, with that rainbow supercharging the atmosphere, something weird was going to happen, y'all. I told y'all. And now look at this. All I know is this year, Texas has been getting it. I don't know what's going on in Texas, but Texas has literally been getting it. And I'm just showing y'all, I'm just connecting the dots, showing y'all what's going on with the world. Like, so let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness.
And tomorrow is the day that Ryan Garcia supposedly said that it's supposed to be like an earthquake in Los Angeles. So we'll have to wait and see if that happens. I don't know. I doubt it, dude, but it might just happen. Who knows?
Flashlights here, a blue one, a green one, and a red one. And as you can see, when their beams all combine, you get white light. And if you take a piece of paper with a slit in it, and you block those beams, you can decompose that white light back into its constituent parts, red, green, and blue. Now this is something really cool. If you take something that casts a shadow, it's actually going to cast three. A cyan, a magenta, and a yellow shadow. And if I allow each of those shadows to pass over the slit, you're going to see that they block out only their complementary color.
Flashlights. Cool.
I don't know if you're ready to hear this, but your favorite celebrity is friends with the witch.
Oh man, it all makes sense with the rumors that are being put out by Usher.
Pay attention,
Do you
people.
know who that is? We'll get to who she is here in a second, but just wait. Oh, it's definitely starting to make sense. As you can see, this is A$AP Rocky right here, right? It's definitely starting to make sense. As you can see, that's the Migos right there. I think we're missing one of those members, right?
Everybody's friends with her.
This is Mrs. Michelle Lamy, and I'm sure this picture right here tells 1,000 words in itself, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know about the controversy behind Usher or why I'm showing you this lady, I'll fill you in. There was a photo of Usher that was released just recently. And in that photo, you can clearly see that it looked nothing like Usher to even begin with. I'm sure everybody's up to date about the cloning process that's rumored to happen in the industry, right? I know it sounds crazy, right? I'm sure we all sound like conspiracy theorists, I get it. But why do you think they made a show called Who Cloned Tyrone? People really need to start thinking outside the box.
By the way.
This is A$AP Rocky's wife, Rihanna. If this photo in itself doesn't tell you that there's some weird shit going on, I really don't know what will. But this lady right here has a lot of controversy behind her name. As you can see, Michelle Lamy is a French culture and fashion figure. She's been a clothing designer, a performer, film producer, and more, and is the wife of none other than Rick Owens. Does anybody know who Rick Owens is? Because, God, once you dig a little deep, you can't stop digging. And then you start to find things that you really thought you would never find in the first place. Things that you actually can't present openly here on TikTok anymore. And reasons of why I actually started a Twitter profile. Do look for my link in the bio. But the fact that Usher is heavily associated with this woman just tells me everything I needed.
I don't know if you're...
Something's definitely up with that. That's interesting. Alright, that was a bunch of good clips. That is going to do it for today's episode. Okay. We will be back tomorrow with another episode. And another one. And another one. As always. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. No, have a good rest of your day. And have a good day going forward. Alright, and make sure you take care of yourself. I'm sending peace, abundance, prosperity, and good health your way. Again, make sure you take care of yourself. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.